And again, I want to thank you for tuning in this morning with this week's announcements. So, if you will, just sit back, just take a few, we're going to take a few minutes to go through our Black History program that we have for you this morning. And I hope you all enjoy our Black History program. First up, we have our sister Tabitha Sanford. She's going to be coming before you this morning with a little known Black History fact.
Good morning and praise God this morning on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning. I just want to share with you a little known Black history concerning Henry Blair. Blair was an inventor and farmer, best known as the second African American to hold a United States patent. Blair was born in Glen Ross, Maryland in 1807. Now, little is known about Blair's personal life or his family background. We do know that Blair was a farmer who invented two devices to assist in the planting and harvesting of crops. Blair patented the corn seed planter on October 14th, 1834. The planter resembled a wheelbarrow with a compartment to hold the seeds and rakes dragging behind to cover them. This device enabled farmers to plant their crops more efficiently, which allowed for a greater total yield. The device also helped with weed control. Now, Blair was not an educated man. He could not read nor write. At the time that he filed his patent application, he had to sign them with an X because he was unable to write his name. On August 31st, 1836, Blair obtained his second patent for a cottonseed planter. The cottonseed planter was very similar to the cornseed planter in the way that it was put together. This invention functioned by splitting the ground with two shovel like blades that were pulled along by a horse or other animal. A wheel driven cylinder behind the blades deposited seed into the freshly plowed ground. This design helped to promote weed control while distributing seeds quickly and evenly. As you can see, the similarities between the cottonseed planter and the cornseed planter that Blair created in 1834 and 1836. Now, Blair is the only person in the United States Patent Office records to be identified as a man of color. No other inventor is identified by his or her race. Henry Blair died in 1860. This is your little known Black history fact. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Thank you so much, Sister Tabitha Sanford. That was awesome. If you didn't know about Henry Blair, now you know a little bit about Henry Blair. Now we're going to move on to our next little known Black history fact by our own specialist, Trey Hodge.
Good morning, everybody. And I'm going to be giving a little known Black history fact about General Benjamin Oliver Davis Sr. General Davis was the first African American general of the regular army and in the U.S. Armed Forces. So at the beginning of his career, first he was born July 1st, 1877, and he started his military service on July 13th, 1898. He was started out as a temporary first lieutenant, where then he left the service on March 6th, 1899, and rejoined and enlisted as a private on June 18th, 1899. And he was a private in Troop 1, 9th Cavalry of the regular army. He moved up through the ranks and he served as a corporal and a squadron sergeant major. And then on February 2nd of 1901, he officially commissioned as a second lieutenant of cavalry in the regular army. Here we can see the progression of his promotions and rankings throughout his service, where he then finished and retired on July 31st of 1941 as a brigadier general. And after 50 years of military service, he retired on July 20th of 1948. General Davis, he won many medals of honor. A few of them are listed here: the Bronze Star Medal, the Distinguished Service Medal, the Spanish War Service Medal, and then the World War II and World War I and World War II victory medals. Additionally, he earned a degree, the honorary degree of LLD, which is a Doctor of Laws from the Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia. The U.S. Postal Service created a stamp for the Black heritage to honor General Davis in January of 1997. He later died November 26th of 1970 at Great Lakes Naval Hospital in Chicago, Illinois, and he was buried with his wife in Arlington National Cemetery. And this has been the life of General Davis.
Thank you so much, Specialist Trey Hodge. Now, if you didn't know about General Benjamin Oliver Davis Sr., now you know a little bit about him. And we felt that it was appropriate for our little specialist Trey Hodge to do that, considering the fact that he is serving our country. I don't know if the next one is going to be able to present. They are having internet connections, but I'm going to see and I'm just going to present them. And if they are not, then we will move on to the next one. And that the next little known Black history fact is our own Sister Teresa Culpepper. Again, they are having internet connections, so if they do go out, we do apologize for that. They are having some connection issues. So I'm going to see if they're able to get back in. All right, there she
Good
is.
morning, everyone. I am presenting Maria Van Brenton Brown. She was born in October 30, 1922, died in February 2nd, 1999. Was named a nurse and an innovator. In 1966, she invented a home security system, along with her husband, Albert Brown, electric technician. Maria Van Brenton, she inspired the prolonged length of time it took the police to arrive in her neighborhood. Brown invented the first home security system. Her work hours were not the neighborhood in. Where am I? I'm sorry, everybody. Her work hours were not the standard 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the crime rate in the neighborhood in Queens was very high. At the time, Brown was 40 years old and spent many hours without her husband at home. Maria stated in her invention by creating 3 peepholes in the door to provide access for tall and the average height people along with her children. The next step was setting up a camera that could adjust from people to allow people to look inside the house to see who were there. Maria wanted to find a way to view who was outside the house for any room and decided the wireless television system would work best. To do this, she had to use a radio controlled wireless system that could stream the video to any television in the house, along with the video span. That is the known history of Maria Van Brenton. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, thank you so much, Sister Teresa Culpepper. Again, if you didn't know about Marie Van Brenton Brown, her invention, now you know a little bit about what she invented. Thank you again, Teresa, for that. That was very, very, very good. Now we're going to move on to our next little known Black history fact. This is from our own Sister Stacy Porter Dubois. Again, this is Stacy Porter.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. I want to thank you for allowing me to give you a Black history fact on Miss Jane Bolin. Miss Jane Bolin was a pioneer of law. She was the first Black woman to attend Yale Law School in 1931. In 1939, she became the first Black female judge in the United States, where she served for 10 years. One of her significant contributions throughout her career was working with private employees to hire people based on their skills, as opposed to discriminating against them because of their race. She also served on the board of NAACP, Child Welfare League of America, and the Neighborhood Children's Center. Thank you, Ms. Bolin, for paving the way for rest of us to follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Sister Porter DeVos. Now, if you didn't know about Jane Bolin, now you know a little bit about Jane Bolin, what she was known for. Again, I want to thank you, Stacy, for that little known Black history fact. Now we're going to move into our last but not least, Mr. Anthony Culpepper. Again, they are having a little bit of connection issues, but hopefully he can actually get through it as well. Mr. Anthony Culpepper is here to tell you about his little known Black history fact.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? I'm here to present to you about Gordon Parks, full name Gordon Roger Alexander Buchanan Parks. He was an American photographer, musician, writer, and film director who became prominent in U.S. documentary photojournalism in the 1940s through 1970s, particularly in issues of civil rights, poverty, and African Americans, and in glamour photography. Parks was the first African American to produce and direct major motion pictures, developing films relating the experience of slaves and struggling Black Americans, and creating the Black exploitation genre. He is best remembered for his iconic photos of poor Americans during the 1940s, which was taken for a federal government project, and also for his photography essays for Life magazine, and as the director of the 1971 film Shaft. Parks also was an author, poet, and composer. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Culpepper. Well, if you didn't know about Gordon Parks, you know a little bit about him this morning. And again, I want to thank all the participants for participating in our Black History program. And again, that is our little known Black History fact. Now we're going to turn it over into the hands of Elder Hodge.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Sister Hodge, for everything that you've done. We want to thank all of the participants and their presentations. Was awesome. We want to specifically thank our sister Tabitha Sanford for all the hard work and that she's done with creating the slides and helping putting all of this together, and it's just been awesome opportunity. We just thank each and every one of you for doing what you do and taking the time to spend with us on this Sunday morning to give us little known Black history facts.